Hi, I'm Kevin Murray, Executive Director of Mass Advocates for Children. Happy to have the opportunity to share with you a little bit about what this year has been like at MAC. I'm talking to you from our office. We're still working mostly remotely and have been since March of 2020. That's been a great challenge, but I've been really impressed by the way our team has found ways to come together, even though we can't come together. At the beginning of the pandemic, we actually thought there are lots of very pressing needs. Maybe we need to do something a little bit different. And we decided what we could do best is to continue to stay focused on education rights of children and youth in Massachusetts. We've had to change very much about the way we do things, but we've stayed focused on that point. I just want to very quickly give you a couple of examples of the kinds of things we've been involved in. So early on, we heard of a problem that was happening with young children that were aging out of early intervention services, and there was no place for them to go. Schools were closed. So many of those families were seeing a situation in which, after their children had begun to get some special education services, they'd have nothing. So we very quickly responded to that and worked with other organizations and the Secretary of Health and Human Services to find what seemed like a pretty good solution to that, which was to extend, for the state to extend its period of offering these early intervention services. And they did do that. And that really helped a lot of families. And you can imagine who were the families that would be most stuck in that situation. Uh, Another situation was the question of language access in remote education. How was it that families were going to understand what their students were supposed to be doing? Everything's delivered in English. For many families, that was not working. We found out about a program that DESE was doing to pilot access to interpretation services in some high need communities. We went to them and said, look, there's a real emergency here. Can we expand the number of communities and expand the scope of the program in those communities? DESE thought about it a little bit, saw the same emergency that we were seeing, and did exactly that. Students have been through very different experiences in these last 18 months, and the way we open our schools has to respond to the differences that the experiences that students are bringing back to school with them. And in order to do that, we're doing many things, but one thing we're doing is we're launching a report called A Pivotal Moment that is a series of recommendations about what the state, what school districts, and what individual schools can do in this moment to make this reopening a reopening that responds to the experience of all students over the last 18 months. You can download that report. It's called A Pivotal Moment. Download it from our website at massadvocates.org and take a look at it. Please share it with anybody you believe might be interested in those recommendations. The last thing I want to talk to you about is we at MAC believe in celebration, believe it's important to come together as a community, celebrate our achievements, the challenges that we've faced. So this November 10th, we will be holding Rise Up, a celebration of community. It'll be a virtual event at 6:30 on November 10th. We believe we found a way to make virtual celebration even more dynamic, even more of a community building activity than we were able to do last year. So we really hope you'll join us on that evening and join us in supporting this event to make sure it's an absolute success to support our programs during the year. I close thanking you for your support of MAC, thanking you for what you've done in the past and what you will do in the future to remove the barriers to education and life opportunity for youth and children in Massachusetts. Thanks very much.